excited to be here in Templeton at this beautiful farm called Chesebrough Farm. Sitting here with my good friend Donna Chesebrough, owner-farmer of this amazing place.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Yeah, hi.
Good to see you.
So excited to see all the variety, the color, and excited to learn about all of this with you.
We have some wonderful new squash to show you.
Cannot wait.
Okay.
So Donna, you know, this has always been a family tradition for myself and my whole family. I've always kind of wondered, what is the history of Chesebrough Farm?
Well, we grew pumpkins in LA County. And when Bob and I came up here, he decided that he'd throw some seed in the ground and see how the pumpkins and winter squash did up here. It was amazing how they grew. Unbelievable. We brought the produce in, we laid it out right here where the stand is today. And just like build it and the people will come, they did. And it was so much fun to see the families come and start a family tradition. Those pumpkins sold, and that's how all of this started.
So this is a family-owned and operated system.
Yes, it is.
And you have your sons working with you. You have, so not only bring your family out, come and enjoy it with your family, but enjoy that this is a family atmosphere as well.
And it's a good old-fashioned roadside stand, and that's what I like about it.
Perfect.
It's just good old-fashioned. The winter squash and pumpkins, they're edible, but so many people only decorate with them. And what we try to do is educate them. After they've decorated with the pumpkins and the winter squash, don't throw them out. Cook them, eat them. They are so nutritious and they have so much value with vitamins and minerals, and that's important.
What's the average lifespan on a harvested pumpkin? How long would these guys last?
Some varieties will last 4, 5, 6 months, even longer. Some have lasted up to a year. There are other varieties of the winter squash that don't have quite as long a shelf life, but because of the long shelf life, you can enjoy them until the spring.
Storage food.
Yeah, storage food. And it doesn't go bad. It's beautiful in a bowl. Put a variety of all the different kinds of squash that you plan on eating, just like a bowl of fresh fruit, and go and pick from your bowl the different squash that you want to cook.
So Donna, let's walk and you can show and share with me all the different varieties of pumpkin or winter squash that you grow. What's the difference between a winter squash and a pumpkin?
Well, taste and texture sometimes can be the main things.
So exciting to see all the different varieties of winter squash. Nature's way of giving us all this different color and decoration. Explain some of the different varieties that we're seeing here.
Well, these are our acorn squash. And customers are used to seeing the green acorn squash, but we also have the cream of the crop, which is a little different flavor, creamier, just like cream of the crop. We have the carnival, which is beautiful and colorful, tasty, very nice. But I have to admit, one of my favorite are the sweet dumplings. This is an individual serving size. It's user-friendly. It plates beautifully. When you cut it out, you can stuff it with a stuffing, and it's really a very nice squash. In the same family, we have the delicata. It's longer. It has a nice long seed well inside. My husband loves this with caramelized onions on top and a little olive oil. It's very tasty.
So the Hubbard squash, same,
but yet different.
So, but they're all winter squash.
Yes.
Are also all pumpkins.
Pumpkins, exactly.
Same thing.
Pumpkins are squash and squash are pumpkins. They're in the same family. And I use the Hubbard squash in my soups because I like to add chicken stock or cream to it. But I understand you use the Hubbards for something else.
I do. I actually use these for pumpkin pie. All I do is puncture a couple puncture holes in it, cookie sheet in the oven, 350, 35 minutes, and let it bake down. Cut it open, take the seeds out, use all of that goods for my pumpkin pie mix, and it makes a very dark, rich, sweet pumpkin pie.
Okay, well, I have my favorite,
Uh-oh.
and I have it right here. This is called Long Island cheese, and it's not an orange pumpkin either. And I choose this particular squash because it has superior flavor, very naturally sweet. You may not use as much sugar. I tell people to taste their batter first before they add the sugar because they just might use less sugar when they're making it. And the color is so rich. Mel, do you remember how we met?
I do. That one day then you walked into the store with not just your ordinary pumpkin.
No, I had scarred a big banana squash with your business name on it, and it turned out beautiful.
It was the scarring of a lifetime.
Well, that's a whole thing about scarring, and it's great fun. I go out into the field when the squash are young, and with just a regular nail, I carve letters and names of businesses on the pumpkins, and they turn out great.
So I can't just walk into this farm and say I want a scarred pumpkin, because it actually kind of takes planning, is kind of what you're saying,
I
right?
do it in August when the squash is young. I say it's about its teenager age. It hasn't hardened over, it hasn't cured on the vine. It's still soft and able to scratch the skin.
Kind of like a zucchini, right? Kind of, it's got
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
softness like a zucchini.
Exactly. And the plant is still nourishing the squash, and it will heal itself. But the plant has to be healthy, and the squash is healthy, and it's beautiful how some of the scarring comes up and the names show.
I mean, you have done how many?
Well, through the years, hundreds.
Yes.
But each year I do about 150, and some are special orders, and then I do some generic ones that customers can come in and get a welcome, or family, or we give thanks for their Thanksgiving table.
So what I have here is the two different squashes that we talked about out identifying. Donna, here's your favorite Long Island cheese that you choose to like better a little bit with your pumpkin pie, which this is one of the blues that I choose to tend to go to for my choices of pumpkin pies. Literally all I've done with these pumpkins is come here to the farm and picked these beautiful pumpkins out, or winter squash, and I punctured, just 2 knife punctures right here on each side. What that kind of does is relieves the pressure a little bit.
Yes.
I stick it on a cookie sheet and stick it in the oven. Your cookbook is a saving grace, because literally it has the baked pumpkin recipe in, just like what this is realistically called, is a baked pumpkin. And so that's also in there, but you also have amazing pie pumpkins in your cookbook as well.
Thank you.
So it makes my life a little easier. But what I wanted to show with this is just how easy it is. Literally just puncturing it, sticking it in the oven, and cooking it. And literally this is all food in here. Every bit. And literally all you do is see how easy this is now, that I can just take this knife and just slice this pumpkin. That easy. I mean, I'm not out of breath. I'm not jumping up and down on the counter to try to break into this pumpkin. And voila, we are done. And literally every bit of this pumpkin is all food.
The skin is very thin. There's not much to the skin at all, and you don't lose it.
Look at that.
It's not gonna, there we go. Perfect. Isn't that lovely?
Bon appetit. Donna, it is just simply amazing with all this beauty that you have going on here, from all the art to the farming to just natural beauty that goes on here at this amazing farm.
Well, thank you. I enjoy putting all the squash out and pumpkins so people can decorate with them and give them some ideas, but I always have to remind them that they can also cook these decorations. And I have something for you. It's the Chesebrough Farm Cookbook, and there are some new little tips in there that you just might not know.
So this is a good, take it home and absorb all this beautiful color and go, what was I supposed to do with that
Exactly,
one?
and there are pictures inside that identify the squash. So those people that can't remember the names,
Wonderful.
Delicata and Queen Island Blue, it's all written down.
Well, what about a Hubbard?
Well, I like Hubbards.
So with this, I thank you for this wonderful gift that you gave me, but this is my gift to you.
Oh,
This is made from one of your Hubbard squash.
you're kidding.
No, so I hope that you guys get
It's
to enjoy
beautiful.
that. That's all organic ingredient pumpkin. No, winter squash? Pie.
Both.
Yeah, both pie that we made for you in our kitchen to share
Thank you.
with you.
I love it. Thank you very much. We will enjoy it.
Thank you for having us.
Okay.